go. Can't find it. Shut up, Andrew.
Shut up.
You haven't got the screen right, Wendy.
What do you mean?
Well, look at it.
What do you mean?
Right, let's build an audience then. While I fiddle with my new screen. But while Wendy fiddles with it. Right. Let's share this. Like and share, like and share. Then we can debrief the weekend. We can talk about the last show. There's been a few complaints whistling around the globe. Like and share. Oh, is that on there? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do as well. I'll bang this out on Twitter tonight as well. How about that? How about that? Let's bung it out on Twitter. Now, I've heard a rumour you can do this and bung it out on Instagram and that, but I don't know how to do that yet. Okay, right. We're getting there. We're building up an audience. It's slowly coming. It's Monday night, isn't it?
Letter from the guy that sent you the backdrop.
The letter from the guy who sent me the backdrop. Oh yeah, Rob. Rob from 2PWRR. Ex-2PWRR. He sent me the backdrop and it's looking alright, isn't it? Yeah. Feels at the beach. And don't forget, I will be at the beach soon. I'll be in Barbados in about 3 weeks' time, which will be nice. Big field live from Barbados. How about that? It's going to be fun, isn't it? Send you a beach scene to add to your collection. Love what you're doing. Best wishes and best regards, Rob. Ex-PWRR. Thanks very much, Rob. As you can see, we're up and running. Need some pirates in there somewhere, really, don't I? Need some pirates coming ashore. And an oil tanker on fire or something, won't we? But we'll work on it. We're there. It's cool. I like it. It's all right. Right, okay then. Where we go? Where we going tonight? Let's have a quick look at soft rep then. And then we'll boot off into... We're going to have a look at a few things tonight that I've got sat right here. Okay, so don't go away.
Everyone said you could have ironed your backdrop, but I didn't want to burn it.
No, we didn't want to burn it because I didn't know what it was made of. So... There's an interesting piece on here, actually, a very interesting piece. You know the troop found in secret agent films and novels alike, the type, that is. The special operator is fluent in 4 languages, can track phones, build homemade explosives, is a parkour fanatic, a highly trained driver, is an expert tracker, best hiker. Basically, what this piece is going on about is why being an operator is nothing like being Jason Bourne. And it's quite interesting because you're right. Special forces operators, there's a perceived thing in sort of like certain parts of the public that operators are these highly trained. They are highly trained. Don't get me wrong, right? However, I don't know many geezers that can say. I mean, I've got very loose Spanish, so we do like to try and learn other languages. I don't think I could track your phone. I could probably find someone to do it if I really needed to. So what the piece is trying to say is operators aren't that sort of like thing that you think they are. They're good, all right? Now, but what I will say about being an operator or being a decent operator in an SF unit is it's basic soldiering done well. And I've always had that said to me. James Deegan said that to me. It's basic soldiering done well. Okay? There's no underwater knife fighting. There's no... All that stuff will come, all right? But your basic requirement to be an operator is to just do the basics well. Just soldier well. Good discipline, good self-discipline, good levels of fitness. Okay? It's no black art, like I say. You don't have to learn any ridiculous martial arts or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got to be able to break things with your head. like the Russians seem to all try and do. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got to be able to have people break rocks on your stomach, all right? All you've got to be able to do is soldier, and soldier well, and get the basics right. And that's when you're getting on in the lines of becoming a good SF soldier, okay? A good SF soldier is basic soldiering, is absolutely spot on, all right? So that's it. So anyway, so that was an interesting piece. That's on soft rep. But I thought I'd have my own little take on that. What else have they got on about today? Turkish forces. There's a bit on Turkish forces. As you know, it's still not over in that certain part of the world, around Syria and all those sorts of areas. And it's almost as predicted, all right? So ISIS have been crushed. Other groups are now starting to flourish. ISIS is still kicking off. This white flag group is beginning to emerge. And of course, the Turkish are now looking in, and the Kurds are looking out. It's all right. You'd need a brain the size of a small planet to understand that region properly, okay? And it really is a bit of a mess. But there's a bit on Kurdish forces written by an operator, so it's a good bit. So I'll let you make your own mind up on that. Special operations preparing for Olympics in Korea is nothing new, all right? We all know, the regiment had a hand in the security arrangements for the Olympic Games when they were in Britain, okay? And SF are you'd be foolish if you're a nation not to consult your special forces or at least your MOD when it came to something like hosting a major event, because in today's world terrorism can happen anywhere, as we know, and you need responsive troops who can be there on time, on target, doing the right things. And so that goes without saying. But a good piece again, written on the North Korean stuff, what's going on there. Okay, so today what I thought we would do, because we did get me and Rusty so rudely interrupted in the Union Jack Club on Friday. Okay, now, all right, possibly I should have said that we were going to use that room. We did give the nod to the security guy, the Gurkha. He's obviously not that far up the chain of command. And someone else found out, and blah, blah, blah. Before you know it, you've got a woman that doesn't really understand what was going on, coming down and hoofing me and Rusty out, when all we were really trying to do was have a chat in somewhere that was nice and quiet, and where we didn't get other people on the camera that perhaps didn't want to be, because I know there were a couple of serving guys upstairs that night, okay, so they wouldn't have wanted to be on the camera. Not a problem, all right? But obviously then they said, right, well, we'll make you go upstairs and you can do it in the bar. How stupid was that? Thanks very much. You know what I mean? We tried to get ourselves out of the way and do it somewhere where we wouldn't compromise anybody's security, and they put us in a position where we don't have to go and say to people, look, this, if you'd like to, can we, and can you keep out of our way? Absolutely, I don't know. I've used the Union Jack for a long time. I will still use it, but I was a bit disappointed. If there is one bonus to be had, at least it was only £2.50 a pint, not £5. And that's about. But I wasn't drinking, so I didn't get no benefit out of it whatsoever. Well, we only had a few that night. Rusty had a couple as well. But my point being, we tried to do things the right way in a room which we thought had already been booked by somebody else who would have let us use the room. It obviously wasn't booked. Anyway, so there you go. So I ended up in a position where I was going to go through this kit from Mike Mackey. I was going to go through this kit. I got halfway through it, and then, like I say, we had to can it. I was going to do the food part today. Obviously, I'm not going to cook the food because I'm going to try and find a homeless vet in this area to go and give the kit to. But we'll go through the kit again, and I think it's worthwhile. I'm going to put another donation in.
Before you get on to that, something I need to ask you, so carry on.
I'm going to put a donation in this week again, and I think you should have a look. Look, Mike, put your link on there, and we're going to go through the kit with people now. All right. Again, I put it away in such a rush on Friday.
Scott Cook said, Phil, could you please wish his mum a happy 70th birthday, and she still rocks.
Scott Cook's mum, happy 70th birthday. About time you retired, unless you like your work, and then you carry on for as long as you like. How about that? Happy birthday to you, Scott Cook's mum. Nice one. Right, okay, let's drag this kit on then. So, first things first, a sleeping bag. All right, so a nice sleeping bag. I don't know how much he gets these for, but I think you've done the whole kit for something like 17 quid.
No, it was 30.
Was it? I don't know.
35,
Anyway, there's a sleeping bag in there,
too.
which is a decent bit of kit. There you go, a nice sleeping bag in its own little sack. Fold the weight. I'm going to open this up. Like I say, I didn't get time to put it away properly. There is a water bottle in there. All right, so it comes with a water bottle. Massively important to get water. Okay, and good that if someone hasn't got anything at all, they have now got a vessel that at least they know the history of, that they can put water in themselves. So there we go. There was a few bits and pieces in here. Right, let's go into the front pouch then. Okay, so there was a pen, a torch, a notebook, a diary, and a small cooker. Okay.
And he's changing the.
So there's a small cooker, a solid fuel cooker, which is a great bit of kit.
And he's.
The notebook there. The diary. There you go. Help people get organised, help them get back on track, and a torch, which I think he's going to change to a head torch. Is that right, Wendy?
And he's changing the. He's removed the diary and adding an advert with local contacts to the area.
Okay, so there you go. So he's going to remove the diary and put in something that's got local contacts, things, places where people can get help, soup kitchens, the likes, where they can actually go, you know, places where they can shower during the day, cheap places they can get their head down and all that sort of stuff. So that's well worth doing. And like I say, I think he's going to change the he's going to change the handheld torch out and put a head torch out, which of course, if you're trying to scrabble about, you know, under some bridge and get a bit of dry place for a night, and you're trying to get in all your kit, it's handy to have your torch on your head. We all know that, don't we? Okay. By the way, if you think tonight of anything that you think should be in this pack that isn't in there, that might make it improvement, or if you think there's something in there that we could possibly change or get rid of, okay, just give me a shout and I'll feed your information back to Mike and we can debrief it properly. So there we go. So that was in that pouch there. I'm sorry, Mike, I put this in all sorts of order. Okay, so the first thing I got out of the pack at the top is this rather nice fleece. All right. Now we all know it gets extremely cold, and a fleece is a great bit of kit for controlling the temperature of your body. All right. So a nice fleece there. What else have we got? We've got a towel. Now it's not a massive towel, but if you did get a glimpse of a shower or something like that, you get yourself dry. The other thing with a towel of this sort of size is, you know, if it's been raining, you've managed to find yourself dry for the night, at least you can just mop yourself off, okay, and get yourself into some sort of order before you get in your sleeping bag, so you don't get everything ruined. You know where I'm coming with that, don't you? Okay, what else have we got in here? Right, there's all sorts of ablution type kit. We've got some razors, I've got a toothbrush, I've got some toothpaste, and like, seriously, when some of these people end up homeless, they don't manage to get anything out of the house. You know, sometimes they might have been in all sorts of situations before they ended up homeless, and you'll be surprised how little people actually have. So stuff like that, when you've got no money, you know, if someone said to me, Phil, here's £2, and it was a choice of buying a toothbrush or a sausage roll, I'd be buying the fucking sausage roll all day, wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? So you don't get to buy kit like that, okay? And this stuff's important. You know, you can put it in, you know, you can keep it in there, and while you're trying to get yourself back on your feet, if you've got something like that you can use, okay, it's a good bit of kit. The old deodorant, all right? There you go, so it's got a deodorant in there. What else have we got? I'm going to talk my way through.
Front pocket as well.
I'm going to talk my way through the food in a minute. But there was a lot of first aid type stuff. There you go, the razor. There's a lot of first aid type stuff. Now, there's dressings of various descriptions in here. There's an iPad. There's some gauze dressing. There's some bits and pieces. Yeah, an iPad. Okay. There's some bits and pieces. A triangular bandage. We all know triangular bandage. You can do 1,000 jobs with a triangular bandage. And a big crate type bandage here. Literally for dressings, for want of a better word. Now, when we were out the other night, like I said, and we stayed out in Bournemouth, and we had a night on the street, a lad approached us with a horrific gorge in his leg, which had been caused by some sort of, I don't know, it looked like a wound had got infected, but it bled, fucking hell, it had bled. And anyway, he patched himself up, and something like this, you know, to get yourself at least in a position where you can get to the hospital and get it put properly, because he'd actually put a tourniquet on it and all sorts to stop it bleeding. It was a right old mess. It really would. And you like to say, if you can apply pressure, if you can then strap it in and get the limb elevated or wherever the cut is, you know, it goes a long way to helping out. Because I'll be honest with you, it took over an hour for the emergency services to react to this lad the other night. It didn't just they didn't just appear. Do you know what I mean? They sort of like, you know, they must get 1,000 calls a night, and they prioritise their calls. And the very fact that the guy, you know, is still breathing probably doesn't put him at the top of the list. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. All right, what else have we got in here?
Tin there.
We have got, I think these are waterproof trousers, aren't they? Or waterproof top. This is a men's regatta, okay, waterproof top. Like I say, you've got to try and keep yourself dry, and especially if you're cutting around. So that's an invaluable bit of kit. I personally, Mike, would, if you could have got the trousers to match this, to put someone in completely dry kit, keep them dry, might have been an idea. Do you know what I mean? I know you've got cash restraints, all that sort of stuff. I'd have liked to see some trousers in there as well. All right, I think that is just a jacket, isn't it? Men's jacket, yeah. But there you go.
Mess tin.
Right, I'm going to go on to the mess tins in a minute. A hat. We all know we can regulate our temperature with a hat. Here we go. Heat in, heat out. Hat, absolutely imperative piece of kit. Anybody who goes anywhere who's likely to get cold in any capacity, any scenario, you need a hat to regulate your heat. Superb bit of kit. Right, there was about 3 pairs of socks. Now I did say if we could roll out the socks and bung in some pants as well, or roll out a pair of socks and bung in a pair of pants, because I know for a fact myself, I do get rather sticky. Especially if I'm staying out for any amount of time. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to go into detail. I know Wendy's getting a bit excited over there. Okay, right, but there you go. So you know what's coming. You know where I'm coming from. Nice to have a pair of pants. So there you go. There's some pants, some gloves, some contact gloves, just to keep your hands warm. I'll tell you what, we stayed out the other night and it was cold. And you've only got to stick your gloves on, and then once you're in your DOS bag, you know, put your hands in and keep yourself warm. Right. Let's go with what else. We've got some washing gear here. There you go, some shaving foam, some original hibiscus and pomegranate. Whatever, anyway, just to clean yourself with. Like I say, if you do get the chance to clean yourself or get into a public baths or something like that, you know, the last thing you're probably going to have is enough money to go and buy some sort of detergent as well, do you know what I mean? So it's great that you're putting that sort of stuff in there. Because it means if they have got any loose change in their pocket...
It keeps on giving, isn't it?
It is the bag that keeps on giving. Baby wipes, absolute godsend, do you know what I mean? Now these are well worth having, because the chances are you ain't going to get a proper wash, you ain't going to get decent Dobie, but you have a quick reach around with that, do you know what I mean? Especially in the sticky bits, Wendy, do you know what I mean? The coughing bits, alright? But that is, you know, that's a great bit of kit. That's a lifesaver, that is, do you know what I mean? And I think when I looked at this guy the other night, you know, he had got himself into such a state because, you know, sores had started appearing, and then sores aren't cleaned, and then sores that aren't cleaned turn into bigger sores, which then turn into legions, which then split, which then pop, which then, you know where I'm coming from, don't you? Do you know what I mean? So if from the very start, when you start getting hot spots and all that sort of stuff, you've got something like this, and you can actually clean yourself a little bit. You know, we're trying to get people into a condition where they can sustain themselves long enough to get help and get themselves off the street. So an invaluable bit of kit, the old wet wipes, great bit of kit for anyone who's on the streets. Right. We have got probably the contents of a whole 24-hour ration pack, and I'm going to go through it very, very quickly because we've got the mess tins, another pair of socks and some tissues, okay?
Was there anything in the front pocket? Take it out.
I've taken whatever was out of the front pocket, and there was nothing else in... Oh yeah, I've got a survival bag in the back here. Whoa, here we go, now we're talking. I didn't see that the other day, did I? So there's a big old survival bag there. Now that's big enough to get you and your DOS bag in, so if it is raining, we haven't got a bivvy bag, because bivvy bags are a lot of money. Survival bag, next best thing. Under you go, get yourself under the, get yourself into your piece of cover or under a bridge somewhere, and then you're in that, aren't you? And you've got a bit of high vis, and you've got a bit of dryness. And then again here are a few decent quality plastic bags for either waterproofing your own kit or, you know, doing whatever with, but decent stuff to have, definitely. That is a must. I didn't see those in there the other day, so there you go. That's what you get when you rip the sack apart properly. Right, I think that's more or less us. The day sack itself, I've got to say, I don't know where you got the day sacks from. It's a good bit of kit. It's all right. It's a decent day sack, that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Decent straps on it. Yeah. I'll be quite happy with that, but it's all right. A little pocket there for sticking whatever in. Yeah, that's all right. It's a nice little day set, that. I'll be happy with that. Not a drama all day. Decent day set. Okay, let's just quickly go through the 24-hour ration pack. and what you get in a 24-hour ration pack, basically for the benefit of people who don't know. I know there'll be a lot of you people out there that do know. This is for the people that don't. All right, so here you go. There's a brew kit with all sorts of stuff in. The old fucking light anywhere matches, all that sort of stuff. Some hot chocolate, some sugar sachets, some all-in-one, some Thai food, some chewing gums. So that's your sort of like sundries pack type thing. That's in there.
Mike said it's got an emergency whistle on it as well.
Emergency whistle? I haven't seen the emergency whistle. I will find the emergency whistle. I don't know where it is. You put it on the outside? There is an emergency whistle in here somewhere apparently, but I haven't found it. No. Oh. I'll take your word for that. I'll keep looking. In case it's gone into some else stuff. Anyway, right, so let's go through the wrap pack. I haven't been through all these myself for quite some time. This is 24 hours, and if you were homeless, I'd be suggesting that you'd probably try to keep this for emergencies, because it is good kit, it's all waterproofed, and it will keep us quite some time. So if I was homeless personally, you know, I'd be bin raiding and all the rest of the stuff, and, you know, getting food where I could, but this would be my absolute dire emergency. So you've got the old biscuits in there. You've got these fruit pastes, which are great for energy. And don't forget, you know, if it does get really cold and you're going down, food is energy, is warmth. Do you know what I mean? So good stuff again. Boiled sweets, you can't live without boiled sweets, can you? Some nutty bar type stuff. A cereal bar. So plenty of the old instant energy type stuff. Some nuts, bit of protein, Tabasco sauce. Don't go anywhere without Tabasco, do I? You know that. What else have we got in here? Another cereal bar. Cheddar cheese in a packet. There you go. Some cherry powder, if you do get, or you want to flavour your drink up a little bit. Another powder of some description. I'm just going to go on to the main meals. Okay, so what have we got main meal wise? We have got in here chicken, tomato and pasta. We've also got a cinnamon bun. I wonder what we've got for breakfast. We've got tuna and mayonnaise, light mayonnaise even. We've got some more beverage powder. Some more beverage powder. A spoon with a nice little sporky bit on there so you can dig and pull. And then we've got two of your bigger meals here. One is rice pudding.
Give me the bag. And
the other one is beans and pasta salad. Okay, so there we go. So that's a 24-hour wrap pack. Now I don't have time to, I'm obviously not going to open it up because I am aiming to find somebody in the area who is homeless, who I can go and give this to. And it would be preferred if I could find a homeless vet and try and point them in the right direction whilst I'm giving him this. That's what I'd like to find him. There's the whistle. There you go, we found the whistle. Wendy found the whistle.
Found it.
If there's a way of making a menace of yourself on my show, Wendy will find it. So there you go.
That's the
She's
whistle.
found the whistle.
It's on that.
Oh, I got you. Nice, okay.
Can you do the show?
Yeah, let's show them the whistle. Right, there you go. So one of these clips here. There you go. That's one of the clips. You know the type of clip, don't you? But built into it, in the thing, is a small whistle. It does work. The dog can hear it. Right.
Poppy's going mad at the whistle.
I was going to say, I bet the dogs are going mad. Right, I'm going to put this stuff on one side. Put it away in a minute. So, Mike Mackey, you want to post your link? Get your link up on there as much as you can, mate. Post it out there. Like I say, if everybody who watched this show tonight gave £1, it would be a lot of those packs, and they will be going to as many homeless vets as we can track down, locate, and get on the map. Okay, so please donate to Mike Mackey if you can, and we'll get these things out, and we'll get them out. And Mike, let me have a shout when you're going to go out and dish some of these out. Maybe I'll come with you.
We need to find somebody near us to give this to. So if anybody knows,
if anybody knows of a homeless vet in London who's doing the rounds, please let me know. Because what I don't want to do is give it to someone who's not deserving of it, to be honest. And there are a few of them out there, I've got to tell you, okay? So there we go. So that's your thing. Let's take a few questions, all right? Let's see what's going on in the world tonight on Big Phil Live. Who wants to try and phone me up? Does someone want to try and phone me up tonight? Phone me up. Let's have a live phone call tonight because I put the phone on I put my phone on 4G, so I'm on my phone. So someone give me a call. Tanya, if you're watching, give me a call. Tanya Shipley, give me a call. Or Julie Gillespie, give me a call. Or Mike Mackey. In fact, Mike, you give me a call. Mike, you give me a call. You're a friend on here. You should be able to give me a call. Give me a call on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, and I'll see if I can answer it. Let's have a bit of live feedback, shall we? Mike, you there? Give me a call. Give me a call. Links to something on Facebook on your own page. Rob Jones. See what I've got left of my pension. Thanks, Rob. Go on to Mike's page, says Wendy. Two right fields, so many out there. We're not truly. But look, I see it all the time. There's 2 junctions on my way back from boxing in the morning from the Peacock. It's Mike. Here we go. Let's see if we can get him. Hello, Mike. You all right, mate? Mike, you on, son?
Good evening, Phil. How are we doing?
Yeah, hello, mate. You're on Big Phil Live. Can everybody else hear him? I think so. I think everyone else has got it.
I just want to say thank you as well for showing the kit. That's brilliant.
No dramas, mate. And like I say,
so superb.
There's a little bit of feedback, and if we get any feedback off the show, then obviously we'll do what we can with it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
From me, mate, it's a tremendous job what you're doing there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how many kits have you dished out now?
We've done about 20-25 up in Scotland, and I think we've got about 30 going down to Weymouth to a gentleman down there that's helping us out. He's going to share them out with the Lantern Trust, I think it is.
Okay, so that's tremendous good work there.
So, you know, we're getting there. As early days, you know, we've got a lot to learn with the kits and stuff as well, things that are suitable for people and whatnot. But, yeah, it's coming together well. I say we can't really do it without the public's help. Hence,
no, that's right. No, I think we try and spread as much awareness as we can on this because I think it's, you know, obviously there's guys out there suffering that need this stuff or we wouldn't be doing it, do you know what I mean? So let's try and get it out there. Yeah. And it's not a lot of money, is it, really?
You know, everybody, I think, got an eye-opener when they've done the sleep out roughs, you know, it kind of sort of brought it home to people how many people is actually out there. Yeah,
no, there is. A lot. Look, someone said to me the other night, well, there's not as many as what people say, and my answer to that is 1 is too many as far as I'm concerned. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's where I'm coming out with that.
I mean, even if you took 50%, you know what the figures are, it's still a hell of a lot of people that just shouldn't be out there. It's as simple as that.
That's right, and that's exactly my thing. You know, there are a lot of tremendously successful squaddies, but I've always said to everybody, as far as I'm concerned, you know, you wouldn't leave anybody on the battlefield. It is a battlefield out in Civvy Street, mate. We shouldn't be leaving anybody out behind there either. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, I agree with you 100% there. You know, it's outrageous that they've kind of sort of been forgotten and stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, we can all sort of play a part, you know, there's no point in these people sitting behind their keyboard making suggestions that we should be doing this and we should be doing that, you know, really what they should be doing is getting off their fucking arse and getting out there and doing something about it.
You're right, mate. Listen, what's your background, Mike? What's your you got military background?
I was an ex-Gordon Highlander. I was in the Gordon Highlanders 1992. Came out 1994, just before the amalgamation.
Okay.
I kind of went into just more or less security work and stuff. It's plainclothes work, store detective, things like that.
Okay, yeah.
And then went on to the lovely world of door working.
The lovely world of door. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a hard old life, that door work, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's, you know, I think it's one of those things you're either suited to it or you're not. And for whatever reason, I seem to have fitted in really well. So yeah, I think I found my calling there. So yeah.
Nice one. Right, Mike, look, thanks for doing what you're doing, mate. Keep doing what you're doing, no please. And for people that are viewing tonight, please give Mike a hand with this if you can. Like I say, if 8,000 people watch this tonight, if every one of them give a quid, we'd be on our way to doing something tremendous. It's already been a tremendous thing. We can make this double tremendous with a lot of us helping out, all right? So please give us a hand with this one, yeah?
Excellent.
Mike, anything else you want to say before I nip you in the bud, my old China?
Excellent.
Okay, mate. Thanks for your time, Mike. I'll speak to you later. All right, buddy. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Everyone said, well done, Mike.
Yeah, good. There you go. So it does work. So I can have a bit of live interaction. We like that, don't we? Mike Mackey, the first one to be interviewed live properly on Big Phil Live on his telephone link. That's all right, that. I enjoyed that.
People have started donating.
Good. That's what we like to see. That's what we're doing it for. like I said, look, if you just give a quid, do you know what I mean? If that's all you can afford, if that's all you can give is a quid, you know, we're on the road to doing tremendous stuff. Mike's putting a lot of time and effort into this. Do you know what I mean? If he's done 30 bags that are going down to Weymouth, if he's done the ones that he said have gone into Scotland, you know, he's doing a tremendous job. But it wouldn't be possible unless people support it. So that's as far as we shall go on that tonight. Right, okay. And like I say, please, if you know of anyone in London who is homeless right now, I will get them this kit and I will send it out.
Alistair sent me the name of somebody. He sometimes goes somewhere, so we can hold it down now.
Okay, we'll have a look. Maybe we'll have to go out and have a look or a walk round or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So, what questions have we got? Have you got any more questions coming in? Good man, Phil, it's a shame it always comes down to the community helping these people. I'm afraid that's where we're at, do you know what I mean? And if we can't look after our own, who can we look after? For me, it's, you know, charity begins at home with our own people, and I consider, you know, anyone who's served as it's you know, everyone gobs off about how it's a great big family and all that sort of stuff. Then let's start acting like a family and let's start looking after each other a little bit, do you know what I mean? Because I think, you know, for one person to be left behind, it's too many as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, I'm quite passionate about this. Yeah, there you go. Phil, sea of green pages storming, I'm sure it is, yeah. But mate, you can't go round saying you're going to cut the commandos. It ain't happening. No one's going to let you cut the commandos, all right? I think old Paddy Ashdown's got involved in it and a few other politicians and all that sort of stuff. So, mate, they'll make a big deal out of that, and rightly so, because nobody wants to see the Commando Brigade severed, because it does a cracking job. You know, we're in a time where we've got a very difficult security across the world. Do you know what I mean? It's all going Pete-Tong. It could come at us from any angle at any time. You know, even as far as Northern Ireland could flare up again, as far as I'm concerned. Do you know what I mean? It's still a lot of stuff over there hasn't been forgotten. I've just seen that woman getting sworn into Sinn Féin, giving it all the old fucking outward palmed fist and all that sort of stuff. So they're not kidding anybody when they think that, you know, we just think it's all been forgotten and it's all over and all, it's not enough happening anymore. So it could flare, what I'm saying is it could flare up from anywhere. You know, all those places in the Balkans could flare up. We've got troops over in, you know, Eastern Europe keeping an eye on the old Ruskies. We've got North Korea kicking off left, right and centre. We got ISIS who still want to take us on our own shore as well as every other shore that we've got. Do you know what I mean? It's not over. We're not out of the woods. And what do we want to do? We want to castrate ourselves. We want to rip out our command. No way is that going to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It should not be happening. It's out of order as far as I'm concerned. So no, we've got to make sure it doesn't happen. Craig's currently in talk with bosses, holding a boxing event for the homeless vets and Safa. If I can get it together, would be honoured if you'd come as a guest. Yeah, I'd love to, mate. Yeah, let's see where you go with it. You'll have to give me some dates because I am pretty busy at the moment. But yeah, let me know what's going on with it. I'll, if I can, I definitely will. DVP, I've got a great dog collar for your desert dog. Says Scott. You finished with that then, Scott, have you? You've had enough, you've got your use out your dog collar, did you? Brilliant, these. Brilliant. They're a pack of arseholes here, Phil, says Ian Fowler. I don't know who you're going on about. Any more questions? Anybody want to phone me up and have a chat?
Let's go back through the questions.
All these cutbacks, like I say, all these cutbacks as far as I can see, and people are getting quite hot under the collar, but it's not the time to be cutting our armed forces, that's for sure. You know, if we need to make cuts, we need to find other areas that can be cut. You know, and to be brutally honest, if we didn't let so many people through our borders, we wouldn't have so many to look after. We'd save some money there straight away, wouldn't we? And I'll probably get called all sorts from people for saying that, but it's true, isn't it? You know, at some stage we have to go, right, enough's enough, let's look after ourselves, let's prioritise what needs doing first, and at the moment we shouldn't be cutting any of our armed forces for any reason whatsoever, do you know what I mean? We should be absolutely promoting our armed forces, and like I say, I'm trying to get a little campaign together to get the Royal Tournament back. Let's see, what's people's thoughts on the Royal Tournament, because I think, you know, we all looked at the advertising campaign just lately, which I think was probably going in the wrong direction, hasn't been as good as what it could have been. I've seen various various different adverts cut in different ways, and people have made a bit of a noise about it. And certainly, you know, it got a hammering in the media, the Army advert. I think one of the best recruitment tools that the Armed Forces had, full stop, bust, was the Royal Tournament. You know, there was so much went on in that Royal Tournament. It was such a spectacle for everybody to see. The television were involved every year. The Royal family went. It was a massive deal, you know, and we just totally chinned it off. And I think that, you know, rather than spending, I don't know how much it costs to put the Royal Tournament on, maybe somebody will be able to enlighten me, but I would suggest it would be a damn sight cheaper than sticking on an advert, because for a start you're selling tickets and recouping some of the money, aren't you? So, you know, to have that sort of recruitment tool, I have been behind the scenes at the moment. I'm trying to get a decent campaign going to resurrect the Royal Tournament. Now, tell me if I'm being a cunt, tell me if I'm being out of order, but I don't think I am. I've started on Twitter. I had a massive response to one of the tweets I put out about it, and I think, you know, I think it's got legs, and I think we could get that reinstated if we pushed hard enough. What do people think? They think I'm being stupid? Bring it back for the soldier alone.
Julie's got a question.
Yeah, Julie, what do you want?
She said, I have a question. Where are you taking Wendy on Valentine's Day?
I don't know. Hopefully there's some football on or something.
That'd be about right.
We don't go a bundle on Valentine's Day.
What?
Not with her,
I do.
not with her birthday being so close to it. Yeah.
Oh, that's it then, Julie. That's your answer. I told you what it would be.
all these bloody headsheads have forgotten about terrorism. It is. It's like they're like that. Oh, we've beaten ISIS. No, they're working around. I know that people are working around the clock on the terrorism problem. But we're not out of the woods with it. We definitely aren't out of the woods with it yet, you know. And in fact, there's more stuff booting off left, right and Chelsea every day overseas, and probably stuff being planned every day in this country as well. So to think that we've sort of like cleared our decks and we're all okay is absolute horseshit, because there's still, you know, some within the ranks of the Irish scene that would like to resurrect a few terrorism acts. I'm sure of it, you know what I mean? So to sort of like, to think that we're out of the woods of it, and to think that we would be cutting back on our armed forces at a time when we should be actually bolstering our armed forces is absolutely shockingly rubbish. Steve Williams says he grew up the Royal Tournament as part of British life. I actually we were the admin battalion once for the Royal Tournament, and I'd just come back from, I think, my commando course, and so they didn't have a job for me, and I ended up helping run the bar, Mr. Green's, which was downstairs, and it was just, what a laugh. It was a complete week of on the piss. It was ridiculous. And I remember the RSM had to go and do a chat in the middle, and he had all the staff, everybody, and he got the mic and started singing some Elvis songs in it. It was just ridiculous. What a laugh. Renzo said to Julie, what are you doing on the 14th? There you go. Right, okay. It's got to that time of day. Tomorrow, I'm up in Nottingham, looking for something to do for Big Phil Live. I have not got a clue what I'm going to do yet. I'm delivering my daughter to a concert up there, and I've got to kill time until she's finished, and I've got to bring her back to Southampton afterwards. So, wherever. So I'm going to be out of town. I am going to be up in Nottingham. So if anyone's got any ideas for something I could do in Nottingham tomorrow night at about 9 o'clock, there must be a statue of Robin Hood or something like that. PM me, DM me. You know where to get me at, Big Phil. Anywhere you like. On Twitter, on Instagram, whatever. Okay, it's all that Big Phil Campion. See if you can find something for me to do in Nottingham tomorrow night. Maybe there's a boxing club or something. I'll take me gloves. All right, anything. I don't mind. I don't care. I think there's a boxing club in Nottingham called the Robin Hood Boxing Club, which is meant to be half decent, and it's run by an ex-squaddy lad. I can't remember his name. He's a journeyman. He's had gazillion fights. He's been all over the place. So if he's watching, I can't remember his name. But he's up that way. Anyway, give me something to do tomorrow night in Nottingham. When did we with me to film it?
Don't forget, you won't be able to. You'll have to stay around by the concert.
I won't be. Look, don't listen to her. She ruins my show every day. Right? Okay. Listen to me. Find me something to do in Nottingham. I'll be there. All right. Give me a call. Let me know what's going on. All right. Alistair Weir says I can visit his mum. Thanks very much. I might well go and visit your mum. All right. Okay. Lovely job. Right. Until tomorrow then. You ready to turn off, Wendy? Wendy.
Yep.
Who dares wins, and I'll see you all tomorrow.